We should call for a regime change in Canada with the support of Russia.
I remember our first conversation. You asked why my words about Iran came with so many caveats.
Yeah.
That question stuck with me, honestly. And I'm still thinking about it, by the way. And made me think, could colonization be not just about borders and arms, but also about controlling speech? What do you think about that?
Yes, well, thank you for having me, and thank you for bringing that up, because I was frustrated with even seeing a lot of leftist activists saying, yes, the Iranian regime is like this, but... So they had to sort of like justify the fact that they were anti-war. So I was tired at this time, so I said, you don't need to bring any caveats. Like we don't need that. But yeah, I think our speech and our imagination about social and political change is very much affected by colonization, and that's a classic example of us needing to bring a lot of caveats, even as people that are anti-war. I'll give you an example, regime change, right? And I'm pretty sure we're going to come back to it during our interview. But if I would tell you right now, and I think this was in our conversation, I was at the gym, I went there after like 14 days of staying at home, just like posting stuff. If because of the problem of the missing and murdered Indigenous women, or if because of the lack of access to water for the Indigenous nations, which is a basic human rights issue.
We're talking in Canada.
In Canada. If I would come to you, or you would come to me, and you would say, we should call for a regime change in Canada with the support of Russia, right? Because I want to try to make it a little bit similar. It will never be, because the context is different. But if because of that I would say we should do regime change, what would your reaction be? You would be shocked, right? You're like, what do you mean regime?
That's pretty insane.
That's only for, countries over there, exactly. So even the idea of regime change, which is a military intervention by the help of another country who's often your rival in the global sphere or in the regional area, or as a regional rival. Yeah, this is, regime change is super problematic, but you see it in mainstream media as if it's like the solution. And that is how colonization affects our imagination of political change or social change for other countries.